Good morning. I've tried to do this already. This is going to be another episode. I want to help people with their differences in their relationships. And when I say relationships, I especially mean love relationships, dating, marriage, that type of thing. You can't let your relationship come to the point where mine is at because it takes way too much effort, way too much time, and way too many uh, disagreements to overcome, if you can even overcome it. So if I can help, I'm going to try to do it this way. Two people in a relationship both must face the facts that neither one is perfect and neither one is that great. Sorry, it's sad that I have to say that. I hope I don't hurt anybody's feelings. But you got to examine yourself. And you got to kind of place yourself with the rest of society. I'm kind of an outcast. I don't like hanging around a lot of people. I'm not very social. I have my days where I am, but so you got to take yourself out of your shoes and place yourself in somebody else's and look at you from their perspective. Take society, for instance. There's a lot of people who smoke or chew or do something similar to that. But if you got somebody that you're in love with, or you're dating, or you're married to, however you want to put it, because not everybody agrees 100% with everything. But if you're in a relationship like that, you got to be able to look at it from the other person's perspective and say, hey, she or he doesn't like that I smoke cigarettes, cigars, or chew tobacco. She or he doesn't do this, doesn't like it. Okay. Then you got to look at yourself and say, yep, okay, so I could get rid of that. I should get rid of that. We all know it's not healthy. And then you got to look at the alternative. You either quit the habits, or be a little miserable for a little while, control your own mind while you're quitting, and get over all that, get over the negative impact of withdrawals, and clear your mind and set it back to where it should be. Okay? And then that cures that. But if you're the other person who's trying to get somebody to quit, you got to look at yourself. So examine yourself from their perspective. What is it in my life that I know they don't like that I could change? It's probably not good for me. It probably doesn't help our situation. And then being the person asking somebody to quit something, when you figure out what it is that's wrong with you, you got to take the criticism from the other person, because most people will have a problem when you're telling them they need to change or you want them to change. Okay? That will help you to see from their perspective and maybe readjust your own life, because if you expect somebody to change, you need to change as well. It's only fair. And you can't badger the other person because they haven't stopped something you want them to stop, especially if you're not changing much about yourself the entire time you're with the person. You got to learn that sometimes people are going to be nice and you got to take hints, because everybody throws hints at somebody else so they don't have to be mean. But if you can't take a hint when it's given to you so many times, I mean, say somebody just has awkwardly bad breath. I myself don't want to tell them, hey, man, your breath stinks. You got to do something about that. That's kind of rude. That's mean. So you you say something like, need a breath mint, need a piece of gum, you're trying to generously tell them I don't like the smell of your breath, man. Okay, fair enough. Trying to think what else I can do here. I don't know. It's hard to. You can't spend 10 years in a relationship dealing with the thought of somebody else's problems or something about them that is bothering you and not sooner or later say something to bring the awareness to it that, and just be blunt, I guess. Sooner or later, you got to figure out how to tell them, hey, I have this issue with something about you that we need to adjust. You can't let it go in your own mind until it affects other areas of your life, or your sometimes just certain things will affect the other person in such a way that they stop trying in many ways to do anything to please you like that. Sometimes you just need to hear what your inner voice says to you when somebody says something that's a hint. Because we all use hints and we all can hear hints. And you can't let it get to anger. Because once you let the anger come in and you just let it flourish or sit there and stew in your mind for so long, it doesn't do well for the relationship. Then you screw your own head up, and then you have your own head problems that you got to deal with. And that your mind controls your body. When you let things stew in your own mind that are caused by something of the other person in the relationship, it can really affect your health. Not just the stress, but it can really just mess up. Your mind can cause you to start getting sick, have other health issues that have to do with the heart. And the heart controls everything if you think about it. It controls the blood flow that goes through your body, through your brain. And if your brain isn't working right, your body's not working right. And your heart controls your reproductive organs. So if you're having head problems and it's affecting your heart, which is affecting your brain, that'll affect your reproductive organs. That can make it so, say you're trying to have a kid with your spouse. If it's a guy, he could suddenly stop being able to produce enough sperm, basically, to make childbearing possible. And if it's affecting that, you got to be darn sure that it's affecting the ability to rise to the occasion. Easiest way to put it for you. And that will really screw up having children. Sorry, I dropped something. So you just got to remember that. If you're not willing to change, but you want somebody else to change, it could lead to all sorts of problems in the relationship. Having kids, having some excitement, one-on-one. Being able to think correctly, lose momentum to be able to exercise properly. Blood flow stops going to body parts, even feet. Probably if I'd started taking care of this, maybe I might not have been through the loss of toes due to my diabetes. Maybe my health would have been better. Maybe I'd have been able to exercise a lot more. Maybe I would have had the drive to want to exercise more. And exercise alone might have taken care of those problems. But if I go home and I don't want to even talk to the person that I'm married to, or the person I'm dating, I won't get near them. I'll stay as far away. I'll sleep in a different room, which I do. I will just be a totally different person than they knew at the beginning of the relationship. And no, I'm not saying that what I'm going through is all because of my wife. It's both sides. It's always both sides when it comes down to this. It's that's about all I got for today. I kind of felt that with me being in a pretty good mood, well, not even a good mood necessarily, but I'm not angry. I'm not fresh out of a problem at home. I need to get this out there. It kind of soothes my soul, soothes my mind, and maybe, just maybe, somebody else out there will click and understand what I'm going through, and maybe it'll help them to overcome some sort of barrier in their relationship, because I don't want anybody to be in their relationship feeling even remotely close to the way I feel. You just got to stand up sometimes and find the nicest way to word something. If it's going to offend the other person, that's how you that's how you take care of it. You just got to let it out. So thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you, and I hope you guys have just a wonderfully amazing day. And I'm just going to not only do what I've been putting up with, like, the videos that I got now and before, I'm going to start some other stuff. I want to keep myself busy until I find a job. I want to keep myself motivated, and I have a passion for making videos. So I'm going to try all sorts of avenues to inspire others, or entertain others, or just help others through videos. Thanks again for watching.